So why don't you clean up your act, he thought. Shave and get a haircut. Fix up your clothes. You'll get your rides that way, because a razor's just one more thing to slow you down, and haircuts waste money you can spend on food. And where would you shave anyhow? You can't sleep in the woods and come out looking like some kind of prince. Then why walk around like this, sleeping in the woods? And with that his mind moved in a circle, and he was back to the war. Think about something else, he told himself. Why not turn around and go? Why come back to this town? It's nothing special. Because I have a right to decide for myself whether I'll stay in it or not. I won't have someone decide that for me. But this cop is friendlier than the rest were. More reasonable. Why bug him? Do what he says. Just because somebody smiles when he hands me a bag of crap, that doesn't mean I have to take it. I don't give a damn how friendly he is. It's what he does that matters. But you do look a little rough, as if you might cause trouble. He has a point. So do I. In 15 damn towns, this has happened to me. This is the last. I won't be shoved anymore. I don't have to explain myself to him or anybody else. After what I've been through, I have a right without explanation. That's Rambo talking to himself. Okay, see if we can pull this off. I guess this would be a book review. When I was a little kid, years ago, parents took us to see a movie, which makes me kind of doubt my parents, but took us to see a movie, was First Blood. Saw it in a theater. And I think I might have been 11 years old or something like that. It was in the maybe late 70s. About 11. So when we saw First Blood, good movie, Sylvester Stallone, all that, real big deal. And I always liked it, you know. A couple years ago, 6, 7 years, 5 years ago, something like that, I bought the DVD, First Blood. I don't have television, I don't go to the movies, so I watch old movies, this kind of thing. And so I got in the habit of going, after the end of the day, go home and put that First Blood DVD in there, and I usually fall asleep about the time it got stuck in the woods. And but I always liked it. And one night I got home early, and I'm watching the movie, and the DVD that I had a little more time this particular night, but this DVD had an extra feature, which was Sylvester Stallone commenting over the top of the movie. So you watch the movie, and you hear Sylvester Stallone going on top and saying, okay, right here we tried to do this, and this guy was doing this, and blah, blah, blah. And I'd always had some doubts about Sylvester Stallone, but it was actually very intelligent what he was saying. You see him at talk shows and all that kind of thing, acting like the goofy actor or whatever, but he was very intelligent when he was talking about this movie, what they were trying to do. And in my opinion, they did not pull off what they were trying to do. Now, the reason I bring this up, if you ever get a chance, find the DVD for First Blood with the commentary by Sylvester Stallone, because it changes the movie. It makes it a different movie, okay? And he kept referencing the book. And he said the book was a lot of the same incidences, the scenes were similar in the book. The book is in the summertime, the movie's in the wintertime, Seattle, Washington area. The book's in Kentucky. And but it's the same premise and everything, same storyline. But the Rambos are different. The First Blood, it's David Morrell wrote it. This was in 1972 when this was published. Okay, it's been reprinted a zillion times or whatever. The book, at 1972 and 74 in that area, POWs are coming home. 72 we're out of Vietnam for the most part. And I don't know all the particulars about dates. I could be seeing something wrong here. But the people were sick of it. It was a mistake. They see the damage done to these kids. These kids are coming home. They're not right. They're messed up. We know what that stuff is now. We really didn't know what it was then. We figured, why can't these kids just come home and act normal? And all this bad stuff was happening. We had it was a hangover. We had a Vietnam hangover at this point. And typically, our Western culture, we get a hangover, we just want to wrap it up and get it behind us. Let's move forward. Okay, let's just forget this mistake and pretend it didn't happen and move forward. Well, that's okay for the people that weren't involved, but your soldiers come home and they're a wreck. You can't do that to them. But we all know that. So anyhow, when Sylvester Stallone said when they took this book and wrote it into a movie for screenplay, they didn't want it to be another Vietnam movie that fed that hangover, that made the veteran look bad. That it was another one of those. There was no. They wanted there to be more of a redemptive value in the movie, okay, where there was hope. In the end, if you look at in the movie, Rambo, I don't believe kills anyone. Yeah, he throws the rock, the guy falls out of the helicopter, but didn't outright kill anybody. From what I've seen it 100 times, I should know for sure, but I could be wrong. But he broke bones, blew things up, knocked the hell out of people, cut, stab, whatever the thing is. But he did not kill anyone. Go right out and kill on him. And in the end, the colonel, I think it was a colonel, I forget the guy's name, but the colonel, wraps the coat around him and they walk him off, and he's going to be incarcerated, probably go to a hospital or whatever the case is. Okay. And so he was this misunderstood vet. He'd been pushed. He snapped. And it's just, he's trying to, there's still a human being there. We can see that in the end when he's in the sports place, with the gun, and the place is smoked all up and everything. And he's crying. He's hey man, look what happened to me. I saw my friend die, this and that. And it was probably, for me, it was the best parts of the movie. When he opens up and says, hey, I can't wash this out of my head. I can't deal with this thing. But the movie tried to show what they were trying to do is give it some sort of redemptive value. We can't throw these people away. We can rescue this, okay? And it changed the movie for me. First Blood, if you get to hear it with Sylvester Stallone speaking over top of giving his commentary, what he's trying to do. I'll tell you about the book, though. In the movie, we have a kinder, gentler Rambo. And I'll read, I don't know if I'll put it in front of this or not, but this one here, the one in the book, he's gone to 15 different towns and got kicked out of all of them. Okay? And he gets to this 16th town and teasels the sheriff, and the guy gives him a ride to the edge of town, just like in the movie, and he says, you know what? I ain't leaving. This guy can't roll me out here like that. After all I've been through, I don't need to be treated this way. I'm going back into that town. I'll decide whether I leave or not. Now, meanwhile, throughout the book, he's got these conversations going on in his head. And I'll read one of them. I'll put it in here somewhere. But he's got these conversations going on in his head. And in 1972, I don't know if we could call it paranoid schizophrenia or multiple, personality disorder, whatever. But he's got it all going on. Okay, so you can see this guy. He's gone so far. He's coming apart. He was captured in Vietnam. He was abused for 3 months. Ended up in hospitals, and they sent him home. And now he's basically a vagrant. Okay, getting pushed from town to town. He has killed a few people that pushed him. And in the book, he kills people. One thing that was different when he's in jail, they've stripped him down, hosed him off, whatever, and they're going to shave him. Well, he's completely naked. Takes the razor from the deputy because he's this bad, I don't know if he's Delta Force, whatever the case is, whatever the deal is, and just slices this guy, kills him. Runs out of the sheriff's department. Throws the guy off the motorcycle, jumps on, heads for the hills. Okay. Completely naked. That didn't happen in the movie. Okay, luckily it was summertime. But in the movie, he gets his special knife that he has with his goodies in it and takes off on the motorcycle. Well, in the book, he has nothing. He's just, skin, buck naked. gets off his bike, stumbles across this guy who's making moonshine, gets the jump on him. The guy's sympathetic to a situation because he's making moonshine, which he's a criminal anyway, doesn't like the cops, so he helps him out, loads him up with gear, 30-30 lever action, knives, clothing, whatever. And then he goes on from there. But in Rambo, in the book, he kills. He's killing people. Whoever gets in his way. And the other thing is in the movie, not like this is going to be you already seen the movie, but in the movie where the colonel wraps him up and walks him out at the end, in the book, the colonel has final words with him. Gets up to the end, takes the 12 gauge and puts a bullet in him. He takes out Rambo. He kills him in the end, and then the sheriff dies of his wounds. So it was actually the Rambo the movie is far more positive than the book. You don't have to go out and read this, I would say. I mean, it was an interesting read. I wanted to read it because when Sylvester Stallone was talking about the difference between this and the movie, what they're trying to do, I said, okay, one of these days I'll read it. So a while back I ordered it off Amazon and read it. But if you get a chance, the reason I bring this up, if you can get the DVD that has the commentary by Sylvester Stallone, if you're a fan of First Blood, it will change the movie, not in a bad way, but it gives you a little more understanding. They didn't, as many times as I've seen the movie, I never saw what Sylvester Stallone was trying to do in the movie. So they had good intentions, but when he explained it, okay, all right, I can see that now. Anyhow, that's another. I should know all this stuff, but I've been reading a bunch of these. These are Jack Reacher's, Lee Child, the Jack Reacher novels. These are pretty good. But I just found this guy. I read this one. This is the bomb. Robert Crace, I think it is. Elvis Cole is the guy, and Joe Pike is the bad dude. You get a chance to read this. I like these better than the Jack Reacher. And this is written really well. This guy does stuff with. You can't put this thing down. Like the chronology of a. It's not confusing, but you'll start out with it. Let's say the opening scene is actually something that takes place 5 or 6 scenes down the way. It's just really interesting the way they puts it together. Anyhow, I'm going to shut up. Check out that Rambo DVD with the commentary on it. Love you. God bless.